All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. So today we're actually going to put on our manufacturing engineer hats because we are exploring the highly technical journey of how coin dies are created. You probably look at the loose change in your pocket and just see a simple piece of metal, right? But as we're about to see, creating the actual tools used to strike those coins is this crazy, masterful blend of traditional artistry and cutting-edge industrial science. We're going to break down the whole shebang, the exact metallurgy, the microscopic tolerances, and honestly, the immense physical forces required to bring a single coin to life.
Here's the roadmap for today's explainer. We'll be hitting 4 main stops. First, the art of design. Second, molding and digital scanning. Third, creating master dies. And finally, working die production. Kicking things off with part 1, the art of design. So, as the source material points out, designing a coin, it really isn't just about making it look pretty. It requires some incredibly strict technical detailing. For instance, an engineer has to look at the relief, those raised parts of the design on the coin's surface, and make absolutely sure they won't stop the coins from stacking properly or cause them to wear down unevenly over time. Plus, it's not like you just draw something up and it's done. There is a super rigorous approval process. Every single detail has to pass through specific committees. And here's an interesting tidbit. If that design features, say, a royal portrait or a really significant national symbol, it literally requires royal permission or top-level governmental clearance just to move on to the next step, no exceptions. Moving right along to part 2, molding and digital scanning. Now, thinking about the traditional method, artists actually don't just start carving a tiny coin-sized model. No way. They start with a clay model that is sculpted 5 to 8 times larger than the final coin. I mean, think about that scale. Why so big? Well, working at that massive scale lets the artist capture literally every microscopic detail. We're talking individual strands of hair, perfectly sharp edges on the lettering. So when they eventually shrink that massive design down, the clarity you get on that tiny coin is just absolutely pristine. It's really fascinating when we compare the techniques across different eras here. Traditional hand craftsmanship, working with clay, plaster, silicone, and epoxy molds, it just has this incredible artistic soul and human touch. But it takes a ton of time. And every time you transfer that design from one material to another, you're risking minor variances or material degradation. Modern engineering, on the other hand, it's all about computer pattern scanning and digital molds. This is a real game changer because it gives us unparalleled, flawless precision. We're talking machine calibration that completely eliminates human error during the scaling process. Engineers get to work with these exact unforgiving digital tolerances. Although, to be fair, you do need some incredibly expensive, highly complex digital infrastructure to pull it off. Okay, into the heavy machinery now. Part 3, creating master dies. So, the million-dollar question. How do we actually reduce that giant model down to pocket size? Well, the source explains that traditionally, you'd put that big epoxy mold into a very specialized mechanical engraving machine. It works kind of like a pantograph. A stylus traces over the giant model, and that physical movement drives a tiny cutter that meticulously carves the shrunken design right into steel. But today we use computer-controlled CNC routers. They just take that 3D digital scan and carve the design directly into the metal. And the difference in precision here is absolutely staggering. Human-guided mechanical engraving, while amazing, might allow for slight artistic variations. But the modern machines, they hit absolute, flawless, micron-level exactness every single time. And that brings us to a huge engineering term for this explainer, the master die. You can basically think of this as our foundational steel tool. Once the design is carved into this little coin-sized block, it gets carefully lathed down to the exact dimensions needed. Then it goes through this incredibly intense heat treatment just to harden the steel. A great way to think about the master die is, it's like the original master record in the music industry. It's the singular source from which every single copy is eventually going to be made. Now, the lineage of how we go from that master to a finished coin is this wildly fascinating multi-step process. See, we actually don't use the master die to strike the coins directly. I mean, think about it. If it broke on the factory floor, you'd have to start the whole process over from scratch. No way. Instead, we move from the master die to what's called a matrix, and finally to a master punch. It's essentially a series of flipping between positive and negative impressions, kind of like an incredibly robust industrial game of telephone. To create that middle step, The matrix. The source text highlights a truly massive transfer of energy. Engineers actually take that hardened master die and put it into a hydraulic press. They then force it down into a softer, pointed steel bar under just extreme high pressure. I want you to imagine the sheer tons of force it takes to make cold, solid steel basically flow like putty into all the microscopic grooves of that master die. It's wild. That pressure transfers the pattern deeply into a negative, sunken space. That gives us our matrix, which is then, you guessed it, lathed and hardened itself. So next, that hardened matrix, which holds the sunken negative design, gets pressed into yet another piece of unhardened steel. And as that blank steel yields and flows right up into the matrix's cavities, this extraction process flips the design back into a positive, raised relief. This new piece, that's our master punch. And here is the genius part, because we now have this master punch acting as our ultimate grandparent tool for the factory. We can take that original master die and the matrix and lock them safely away in a vault. That completely preserves the absolute original geometry for the future.
Which brings us to the factory floor. Part 4, working die production.
Okay, so we take that master punch and use it to stamp out dozens, maybe even hundreds of what we call working dies. Once the pattern is carefully extracted onto the working die, it undergoes some incredibly precise lathing so it'll fit perfectly into those massive high-speed coining presses. It's hardened up, and the surface gets polished down to a flawless mirror finish. And oh, this is where some very rigorous quality control comes in. We're talking engineers using 3D optical comparators or insanely high-powered magnification. They have to check that there are absolutely zero microfractures and that every single dimensional tolerance is spot on. Because honestly, being off by even a fraction of a millimeter, that could ruin an entire production batch of coins.
Now, right before these dies hit the actual production line, the source highlights this really cool, high-tech finishing touch. It's called physical vapor deposition, or PVD coating. Basically, they put the die in a vacuum chamber, vaporize solid metal into a literal plasma, and then deposit it as this microscopically thin, ultra-hard film right over the working die's surface. It sounds like sci-fi, but this advanced surface coating is absolutely crucial. It significantly reduces friction and just massively increases the surface hardness. That guarantees these working dies can survive the brutal, non-stop, repetitive impact of mass production without messing up the artwork.
It's honestly just mind-blowing when you step back and look at how much heavy manufacturing, science, historical artistry, and sheer physical force goes into something as common as pocket change. I mean, from hand-sculpting giant clay models to using advanced computer scanning, from raw chunks of steel to plasma vapor PVD-coated precision tools, the journey of a coin die is a true marvel of modern engineering. So, next time you pull a coin from your pocket, I've got to ask, will you feel the immense engineering pressure and precision it took to stamp that tiny piece of metal? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and remember to keep questioning how the everyday world around you is engineered.